pocket of just step up a half a foot here, just step to the right half a foot here. You never see Brady just get rocked. As big and as awkward and as slow as he can be physically, when is the last time you saw some pass rushers just tune him up right between the 1 and the 2? It doesn't happen. He's got this slippery little nuance where even when he gets hit, it's sort of like he's just falling down on a beanbag chair, and you come to find out he did it with the knee. Of course he did it. I feel like he could do it on one leg at this point, and maybe next year he will, Nate.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It does seem like he knows how to not take the big hit, which is also an art within itself. I'm glad that you brought up his speed. You said he's slow physically. And I was going to get up here and just bark about how it's kind of impressive, but it's also not that impressive because Brady has never been a threat to run. So if he had an MCL or any type of lower extremity injury, he could sit back in that pocket and it's not a big deal. But I'm like, you know what, Nate? I'm not going to wake up this morning and attack Brady like that. Brady can run. Let's show Brady some love. Look at the fleeted footage.
Go on.
Brady back in the day going out there doing his thing. This is what I love about Tom Brady, okay? Now, this, obviously, the sideline footage makes him look a lot faster because it looks like he's running full speed. But Tom Brady maybe has never been a threat to run. I don't think there's ever been a defense and they were like, whoa, watch out for his feet because he's really going to kill us with his legs. But Brady got a little bit of wiggle to him. And I think we're all making the point that there's subtleties within his game, intricacies within his game that we don't appreciate enough. Maybe it is him stepping up half a foot, knowing how to not take a hit, having the awareness of getting rid of the ball because the pass rush is just too much for his offensive line to hold up. I do appreciate the fact that even though Brady isn't the most athletic dude in the world and maybe the least athletic quarterback at his age right now in the NFL, he still can dominate on one leg.
And he had the awareness you're talking about to wiggle down to Tampa Bay to put it all together and win that Super Bowl. So I ask you, Triggs, what's more impressive to you? What's the more remarkable feat in your eyes, if you will? Winning a Super Bowl on a fully torn MCL in COVID, 2020, what craziness going on, or if you were to win it all again and go back-to-back again?
Yeah, both are amazing. I'm going to go with last year's feat, though, just based on getting there in his first season, them having that mid-season slump where they lost to the Rams, they lost to the Bears, and you're wondering, what is this team going to be? And then that playoff run specifically. They go up against Washington, in Washington, on the road, they beat them. And then Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. And it wasn't like he was just the passenger on some team that had a great defense. To Nate's point, he was the leader. He was the guy. The deep pass to Scotty Miller, of course, which I think is one of the top plays of the season last year, and that might come up later in the show. And then in the Super Bowl, being able to find Gronk those 2 times, hitting Antonio Brown, but just having complete command of the biggest game. I can't imagine a greater feat than beating those 3 quarterbacks. Breeze in his last game, Rodgers in what might be his last game as a Packer, and then Mahomes in what might be, I don't know, maybe his worst game as a professional based on how the outcome went. So I'm going to say last year, I don't know how he can top that. If they repeat, it's incredible. 8's amazing. 7, though, was pretty darn special.
I tend to agree. Last year was supposed to be the warm-up year for Brady with the Bucs. You know, you get to the playoffs, you win a playoff game, nicely done. Wow, you transition from he won the whole damn thing. And there's going to be an exercise that we do, that every media outlet does, that maybe college classes do, when Brady's all the way done, and rank the Brady Super Bowls. Rank them. Which one is the most impressive, least impressive? I think this one last year is top 3, maybe top 2. You know, obviously the first one over the Rams and everything. I just think the idea that, like, remember a year ago, there was still this thought of, like, it's the Belichick operation, system quarterback, Brady just lucked. His first year, he won the Super Bowl, the whole thing. That's the most impressive. Like, it's way, way up there. And to me, honestly, the MCL is this little sprinkle on top that, you know, makes it really noteworthy. But this is still the one. If he does it next year, okay, we know they have the Super Bowl pedigree and they repeated. That's impressive. But the fact that they, year 1, won the whole damn thing, I think when the Brady thing is finally over, should be way up there in the legacy. And I mean, I'm talking 99th percentile of what he's done.
Yeah, and it's not just a football thing. I think it's one of the greatest moments in sports history for him to leave what he had in New England, that dynasty that he helped build, and then go down to Tampa and make them not only relevant, but Super Bowl champions. I said it would be the greatest walk-off in sports. the crazy thing is, he's not walking away anywhere. I believe it's if he wins another one. And not because of the team. We get it. They brought everybody back. They had a Super Bowl pedigree. They know how to win. Blah, 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 blah. The reason why this will be impressive if they go out there and win a Super Bowl this season is the rest of the league. Every other team improved tremendously. And now they have a target on their back. And there's game tape. So you look at Josh Allen and what they're building and how good the Bills are. Russell Wilson in Seattle. Aaron Rodgers comes back to Green Bay. I mean, the list goes on. I can go to about half the teams in the NFL and say they have a legitimate chance with legitimate playmakers and good quarterback play to knock off the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The tape is out on Tampa. If they win it again this year, with everybody else having a full off season, playmakers on their roster, and retooling to take down the champs, that's much more impressive. This could be 8th Super Bowl. This could be his greatest feat ever if he indeed pulls it off in 2021, 2022.
Kyle, Schrags, I'm so surprised to hear you guys say that. Back to back, I mean, we've seen quarterbacks play through injuries and win. Back to back, we're going on like 20 years, Schrags, that we haven't seen that. I'm so surprised that you wouldn't think that that performance, which would then include that 1 year where he did face all of that adversity and get that Super Bowl championship, that wouldn't be a bigger and more remarkable feat. I'm shocked.
Well, on July 16th, 2022, we'll have the same exact question, and the answer might be a little different, Kay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, anything.
Yeah.
This is like two amazing choices. You can't go wrong. But if he does go the distance this year on a 17-week season and everyone in a normal year, God willing, knock on every piece of wood there is, pretty amazing.